and just really learning how to kind of deal with those situations. Not allowing it to consume me, not allowing it to consume us, allowing it to kind of focus more on positive things, kind of move on.
When you're making the different episodes and you're filming for them, do you know exactly what parts are going to go where, or like do you just choose from, like do you kind of like over film and then choose from that, or do you know exactly what you want from the beginning?
Well, everything is scripted and most of our things are storyboarded, so we do have a pretty good idea of exactly what we want, but we did always film extra. I think we had about, I want to say, 8 to 10 hours of footage in total. So obviously we definitely chose, which one was like the most, but most of those takes were just the same thing over and over again to kind of get what we wanted. Wow, okay, which one? How long did it take me to come up with the concept? That's a good question. I started last summer and wrote, I think, like 2 or 3 scripts and failed each time. Just hated them, threw them away. And then I actually remember I was sitting in the diner with Nick Lane over there. And I was really sad. It was like, didn't have a film. And the school already started. I was like, I'm filming a film club. And I was like, I don't know what to do. So we just sat and talked. And Nick isn't necessarily a film guy, but he's a good listener. And we just kind of bounced ideas and started talking about the recent events of Virginia Tech and just how that affected students, and thinking about a film that didn't focus so much on the actual killer, but the students that are affected by it. In the back.
What made you then switch from the idea of making a film to a series?
A series? A film versus a series? Good question. Honestly, I think we just want to try something different. I did a film last year. I did a short film before that, and I just always thought a series is really cool. Like new experience. Why not? College is the best time to try new things. So, look forward.
Well, like Lauren said about the Virginia Tech shooting, it was kind of like all fresh in our heads. He actually printed out articles about another shooting that had occurred, and we read through those and kind of had a discussion before, like earlier in that day. And it's become more of a relevant topic in universities. Before that, it wasn't really talked about as happening in places of higher education, but ever since Virginia Tech, it's become a lot more relevant topic to us and in our minds, and we kind of use that to go on.
Before we started filming, Lawrence definitely want to take some time out to really like sit down and reflect. Just to also set the atmosphere, because he didn't want any joking on. Like, I'm a person that laughs a lot when we're like behind the camera, but he wanted to make sure that we was real serious. And me personally, I want to look at Higher Learning. Has anybody ever seen that film? Higher Learning. There's a major shooting scene in that part, and I just really wanted to see what I could pull from that. So I looked at that before we actually did the scene.
Red shirt. That is purely to build suspense, kind of for the entertainment. I didn't want to entertain you guys, I think it worked. I don't know. So yeah, it's definitely a stylistic move on my part. Next one. Yeah, actually. So I was sitting in the back and someone was saying, "This reminds me of Crash," and I was like, "Not an accident." The idea of bringing different characters from different scenarios together, kind of showing how everyone connects and how especially people connect in really tough situations. Yeah, I kind of got your question. Sorry. I answered it? Okay, great. In the red card.
While they're waiting for the killer Talk.
Song.
Project.
Hello? Okay. So the alarm that went off is actually University of Maryland's alarm. We taped that. So if an incident does occur, that's what they do. It goes around the entire campus. And we also receive text messages and emails. In the film, I didn't show someone receiving a text message, but I did show that they didn't have cell phone service, which is actually accurate. In that building, there was like really bad cell phone service. So I can't really go into detail about University of Maryland's plan. I'm not really informed enough to do that, but I do know about how they alert students, and that's through texts and alarms. Other questions?
Or
Speak up a little bit. Sorry.
In terms of your character building, I guess it's for everyone. For you, before you created the characters, did you intend for them to sort of represent, I guess, the stereotypes, or did you want them to be unique? And then for the actors, while you guys were acting, did you feel that you were falling into a stereotype, or were you trying to make your character more unique?
I can give a brief answer, then I'll pass it on. I did, in some ways, want to kind of break stereotypes. That's where you're going to have, like, the African American playing soccer, tutoring. A lot of times we have the stereotype of African Americans who are not playing soccer or not tutoring. And yeah, I feel like Kennard did a great job with that role. Blushes. Yeah, I tried not to hit stereotypes. I don't know if I succeeded or not, but I'll pass it on.
For my character, he was originally Dominican, right? The character. He was originally Dominican, and I told Lawrence I could do it. But he's like, no, you can't speak Spanish. So I was like, okay. But the stereotype part. Yeah, I was able to relate. I'm trying to remember what the question was specifically. I just remember you saying something about stereotypes. But I was able to pull from it because I'm an African American, and I found myself in many situations like that. Being the only black person in many classes, surrounded by other races. Oftentimes I felt alone a little bit. I didn't play soccer, but there's many elements in the character, right, that I was able to pull from and really relate to.
I felt at the beginning that my character was pretty much the stereotype needy girlfriend. But we didn't receive the script for the third episode until we had already started filming a lot of the first two. And when I received the third episode, I was surprised by the strength of my character that she pulled out, and she just in the midst of this tragedy and this terrible situation, she could have crumbled, and she didn't, and she stayed strong. So I think my character also ended up breaking stereotypes as well.
We're going to take 2 more questions.